Can anybody hear me now? Slagia for the technical difficulties. Yeah. Okay. Can anybody hear me now? Let's see. All right. Slagia for the technical difficulties. Yeah. Okay. Can anybody hear me now? Let's see. All right, shalom, shalom. Can anybody hear me? I'm Slagia. All right, Silent Swab. All right, everybody can hear me now. Let me know. I'm trying to make sure that the mic is level, so we don't, so it's not so loud. Can anybody hear me? I'm Slagia, because I know it could be a little bit loud. We gotta get it right, but we're gonna get it together. But all right, so let me go ahead and start it over back from the top again. We are the ISUPK. We started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York City, under Commanding General Yohana. All right, we was established in 1969. We are not affiliated with any other Israelite groups. We teach the truth according to the Bible that the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the children of Israel according to the Bible, okay? And we only teach blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, right? So we teach blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians only because these are the people who are deprived of knowledge, of course. They're deprived of knowledge. You know what I mean? These are God's chosen people. So, every other nation on the earth is out to, keep us down and oppress us in order for them to be able to rule. So we had to go through these scriptures to not only edify people of who they are, their nationality, their identity, their customs, their traditions, so on and so forth, but we also have to use this to destroy the lies that has been taught to us in America for God knows how many years, almost 500 years in America and all throughout the earth. We have to destroy these lies, and we use the Bible to do that, all right? So today, we're going to talk about, of course, you can see by the topic, is voting, right? Voting is something, sadly, that we have to talk about every year, because every year they hype it up like this is the election of all elections, and this year we're going to, we got to, get this president. This is the election of all elections, and we gotta, first of all, we gotta get a black president in there. It gotta be a black man. We gotta get a black man in there, so everybody gotta get out and vote, so we can get a black man in there. And then now it's, of course, Obama was not a black man. His skin was black, but the scriptures say, that Ham became the progenitor of the dark races, right? But not the Negroes, but the Ethiopians, the Canaanites, the Egyptians, which is the African nations. So Africans are dark races of people, but they're not Jews. They're not black. They're not Negroes. Okay? So we did all of that to vote some African into office. Just so he can legalize homosexuality, just so he can further support the furtherment of the cause, of the good cause of Africans and every other people except blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, and never do anything for us in the neighborhoods that we live in the ghettos, the barrios, the projects. We still in the same conditions. They hyped it up. We had to go get a black president. Now this year, now the last election, we had to vote in order not to get Trump in there because he's such a racist. So we got to vote for Hillary or whoever else just so Donald Trump don't become president. And then now here we are. Now we got to vote to make sure Donald Trump is not. So every year we got a reason to vote. It's just something to vote for, and it's all stupidity. It's all stupidity, man. All right, it's slightly muffled. He said it's slightly muffled. All right, how about now, Rock? I don't want it to be too loud, but it's this voting stuff is all stupidity, man. Okay, it's all stupidity. It's for your simple Negroes who just wants to show. It's a time when all the simple Negroes are going to go down to the voting polls and vote for some devil or some heathen or whatever, whoever it is. That's going to be under the order of America. and they're going to get that good old sticker that they put on their shirt that says "I voted," and they're going to go and take pictures on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and whatever other social media sites they got out there, and they're going to show that picture of them and show how good of a Negro they are, how good of a slave they are, because they went out and voted. And we're going to show you today how evil, how ignorant and pointless and stupid voting really is, man. It's just absolutely stupid. You know what I mean? It's just absolutely stupid. So let's go ahead and get into it, all right? What we're going to go to first is... what we going to go to first? Let's see. Kodar, have a seat. Shai, help him get that chair, and y'all have a seat, all right? The first scripture we're going to go to is going to be... Let's get Deuteronomy chapter 17, verse 15, okay? Deuteronomy chapter 17, verse 15. Okay, we're going to show you, we're going to break it all down. We're going to go through these scriptures, you know, one after the other, and show you why we shouldn't vote, man. You know, you got people like P. Diddy that say vote or die, right? Everybody was wearing the shirts that say vote or die. It was a whole trend. They probably made a goddamn $1 million off of vote or die shirts. You know what I mean? Because it just became such a trend. You know what I mean? To vote or die. Well, you know, and we all looking at the news and looking at every other thing, thinking that we got to go and vote or else we're going to die. Like we haven't already been dying in America every day. Like we're not already dying because white police officers are murdering us. Like we're not already dying because they're, you know, cancer and you know, AIDS and abortions and, you know, every other thing, man, that's in the earth is just, you know, it's killing us. And we dying every day. Like as if that's not already happening. We're not already dying. We have to be scared. We have to go and vote. Or we're going to die from something else. Something else is going to be, something else that we're going to have to die because of, all right? So, you know, it's stupidity, of course. The truth of the matter is, you know, like I said, like in the title, the Most High said if we vote, then we will die, okay? And we're going to break it all down for you, make it real plain and simple for you, all right? So let's just do Deuteronomy chapter 17, verse 15 real quick first, and then we're going to try to get into and expound on this whole entire topic, all right? So Deuteronomy chapter 17, verse 15 says, "Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee." Let me see. Should I start at 14? Okay, so let's start at 14, all right? Okay, 14 says, "When thou art come unto the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee, and shall possess it, and shall dwell therein, and shall say, I will set, and shall say, I will set a king over me, like as all the nations that are about me." Because this is something that all of these other nations, this is what they do. You know, all that democracy started in white culture. You know what I mean? Where people make the decisions all together. You know what I mean? Like there's not one man. Even the people have to decide who's the one person to make the decisions, and that's what democracy is. Democracy for black people today has given us a false sense of hope, a false sense of inclusion. Okay, it makes us black people feel like we're included in America, like we have a voice. We have a voice. It's a democracy. We're a nation. You know, we got rights to vote now. Now our votes matter. We're inclusive, and we're Americans. We're inclusive to the government, and it's all false. It's all trickery. It's to trick you into thinking that you are inclusive. You know what I mean? And that's what democracy is. To give the people the power. Now they gave you the right to vote. Now you believe you have the power, when in all actuality, none of us have the power to vote and get anything done out here through voting, okay? Voting, your vote doesn't count, all right? And if you didn't learn that through the election with Donald Trump and what's her name, Hillary Clinton, then you should know now, okay? Because Hillary Clinton won the popular vote. Of course, she had more people voted for her than they did for Donald Trump. So yes, you did. Your vote mattered number-wise. It counted, but it didn't count for something that somebody had to for who they decided to be the president, because Donald Trump was still elected president. Okay, so your vote doesn't matter. Okay, for one, all right. So that whole democracy and inclusion is all a fake to make you think that you're a part of this country. When of course we see that we are the ones that keep this country running. We the ones that clean up the dookie in the streets. We're the ones that sweep the hotel rooms, that go and fight in all of the wars and and every other thing that they need, all the dirty work and every other thing they need to get done. That's what we do. We're still slaves in America, okay? All right, newsflash, okay? So all these other nations did that. They go over and appoint their own pharaohs and appoint this person, and the king and the queen appoint this person, and we wanted to do it that way. But this is what the Lord said, right? Okay, verse 15, thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy God shall choose. That's the thing that you have to understand first, you so-called Christians out there. You so-called Christians that are just love to just please yourself and do everything the white man says to do. You need to learn what the Lord said to do. You need to know what the Lord said, okay? The Lord said that he will choose. He will choose your king. He will choose who will lead blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, not you. It won't be you. You will not in your dwellings in your country or your land choose who's going to rule over you. Why? Because Deuteronomy 17:15 says this, thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy God shall choose. You're going to serve who the Lord chooses for you to serve. Okay? And it's always been like that, man. It's always been like that. It's been like that since what? Since Genesis, all right? It's been like that since Genesis, since Adam, okay? The Lord created mankind, and they've populated the whole entire earth, men and women, you understand, all throughout the earth, having babies and making families, and then one day he chose a man. That man's name was Adam, okay? He chose a man from those people. His name was Adam, and that man became who had dominion over the nation of Israel, who had the truth, who was to lead the nation of Israel, okay? All right? And it's always been like that, even all the way down to Noah, all right? All the way down to Noah. Noah was given the leadership, down to Abraham, down to, Jacob and Isaac, Isaac and Jacob, so on and so forth, all the way down to Christ himself, okay? Christ was who the Lord chose to be over the nation of Israel, all right? So today, in America, following after America's customs and their traditions, which is the traditions of our enemies, you should never trust, the Bible says to never trust thine enemy. Never trust thine enemy. However, they decide that they need to do things, the processes and formulas that they choose in order to govern themselves. We should not be doing that. We should not do that. We should do what our God said, the Most High of God of Israel, of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, what he says that we should do, and the processes and formulas that he's given us to conduct ourselves as a family, as a government, as a body, as a nation, all right, so on and so forth. We need to listen to the Most High Power, okay? The Most High Power says he's going to choose our king, and today, that king that he chose in the time, of the Roman Empire, is still our king today, who is so-called Jesus Christ, who we know is Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. That's our king. That's who he set over us, okay? So let's go ahead and read it again. Deuteronomy chapter 17, verse 15. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy God shall choose. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee. See, this is another thing that you have to understand. You can't go into America and then just, whoever they decide to be the electoral candidates and you choose from them. No, absolutely not. Because if it's not a man, or a man, from your brethren who are a black man, Hispanic, and Native Indian, then they don't even have the requirements or the qualifications to rule over you in the first place. So right now we're looking at these polls and who's out there for us to vote for, and who do we have? Joe Biden. You understand? Joe Biden and Senor Donald Trump, the orange man. And this is who we think that we have to vote for, when in all actuality, we should have a man who is our brethren that should rule over us. Why is that so? Why is that so important? And why is that so important? It's always, because think about it like this. How in the world can anybody help black people who don't understand the plight of black people? How can anyone help Hispanics who doesn't understand the suffering it is to be Hispanic? What we're dealing with. You understand? They go into these campaigns and they say, oh, we're going to create more jobs. You think that's going to solve our problems? You got to be a total idiot in the earth, a total slave. You got to be a total slave to think that more jobs, more job opportunities is going to make the black community better again. You understand? It's going to be the answer for our problems. Now we'll be able to go out and make money and buy houses and buy cars, and we can live this life, of financial freedom. Come on, man. You got to be crazy, man. Are you kidding me? You know what I mean? This is what it is. This is what it's come down to. More and more slave opportunities. More opportunities to be even more slaved. Okay? So now when we look at this, we see, more job opportunities. More job opportunities. Well, this is an opportunity for us to go out and get jobs and work. Whoever did that, you know how they say, like, what do they say, man? The term a dream job. You got that dream job. Come on, man. Whoever had a dream about a job? Whoever had a dream that one day I'm going to work here and work here? Like, I want to work here. This is what I'm going to work at. I'm going to be, I'm going to be a doctor. I'm going to be a ball player. And this is my dream job. Come on, man. Why would we dream about being an employer or employee, I should say? You know what I mean? That's the type of mental slavery that we have. When we think about stuff like, what these politicians are offering us to lighten our burdens or to make things better for us. Okay? When in all actuality, it doesn't matter what field you work in. You understand? It doesn't matter what field you work in, whether you're working at McDonald's making $8 an hour, or you're working at your ball player for the Miami Heat. You're just a $40 million slave. Okay? You're a $40 million slave. You don't have enough money to buy your people freedom. You never have enough money to buy your people freedom, and that's the dream that we should all have, to be free. Not to join hands with our oppressor and make a covenant with our oppressor and join them and be hand in hand, and like Martin Luther King said, to white kids and little white boys, and that's not the dream that we should have. We should have a dream that one day the Lord will send our king back, the one that we're fighting for to come back. The one who is black like us, who is our brethren. Jesus Christ, so-called Jesus Christ, is our brethren. You understand? He is a Israelite according to the Bible. All right? And the Israelites today are the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And he is our brethren, and we're fighting for him to return so that we can be free. You know what I mean? So we don't have to work under this stinking, stupid people, this garbage of a people who are called white society and Africans and Chinese who work in our neighborhoods and sell us fried cats and dogs and all of these stink mixed oils that they got and they make and they create in their stink homes. You understand? And we can be free from all of that, man. We can be free from that. We can be able to have our own land that where we dwell, and they follow our laws and our customs and our traditions, and it'll be better for them as well. Okay? Because when the righteous are in rulership, the people rejoice. All right, the trees rejoice, the animals rejoice, the air and everything in the earth rejoices, because our oppressor, the government of America, and their branches, how far out they stretch in the earth, how they rule over Afghanistan and China and every other place, they are evil. They are evil, and you vote you're voting for an evil ruler. Okay? And we got something for that too, okay? But you need to know this one thing, all right? That you need to set a man over you, that is like the Bible says, one from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother. All right? Donald Trump is not your brother, black man, Hispanics and Native Indians. That is not your brother. Okay? Joe Biden is not your brother. Okay? What's his name? Barack Obama was not your brother. Okay? We said what the brother Not Desire said, we dream so much in America is because we sleep. That's correct, Doc. That's correct. Give him a hand, man. Give him a hand. Like, we're sleeping in America. We're dreaming about, a job. What the hell are we thinking? We're dreaming about, shaking hands and being friends with the people who are throwing rocks at us and murdering us in the streets. We got to be asleep. You got to be asleep, man. You absolutely got to be asleep, man. Okay? So, of course, when we come into these scriptures, we get to see the truth of what we really need, where we really gone wrong, where we really fell asleep at. Okay? We've lost our truth, our identity, our customs, laws, our commandments, man. This Bible says right here that the Most High is going to set a man over us. Okay? Let's go ahead and move forward, man. Let me bring out some scriptures, because the thing that we got to understand is nobody that America, it doesn't even matter if it was your brother. You understand that? How many times have you seen black cops shoot black people in the streets? You know what I mean? How many times you see it? Look at Nathaniel. What is his name? Nate Nathaniel? The IUIC? A black cop who is falsely arresting black people and sending them to jail innocent. How do you think a black man, Hispanic, and Native Indian is going to join your oppressor and be for you? It's not going to happen, man. The government of America is Mount Seir. It is the government of the devil, of the evil man. You understand? It's the government of the devil. Okay? It ain't no way you're going to join no police force and it'll be easy for you to serve and protect, for you to uphold those that oath that they have that's supposed to be for a good cause. When they put that uniform on, they're supposed to serve and protect. But it's going to be hard for you to do that because the people who established this government, who established the police force, who established the White House, and all of these parties, the Democrats and Republicans, they are racist, man. They hate black people, they hate Hispanics, and they hate Native Indians, and they'll be honored to take a black man and use him to destroy black people, man. They'll be honored to take a Hispanic man and use him to destroy Hispanic people, Native Indian people, so on and so forth. So you shouldn't even be voting for no goddamn president. You shouldn't be voting for no damn mayor, no governor, none of that, because none of them are going to be for the betterment of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. They're not. It doesn't matter if you're a brother or not. America is Babylon, man. Okay, Babylon the Great. Okay, let's go ahead into it now. We're gonna get to Let's get Exodus. Let's get Exodus. Exodus chapter 23, verse 2. You know what I mean? I'm going to try to get a few scriptures. I know we started class late today. We had some technical difficulties. We appreciate you, hanging in there. All of the brothers and sisters that's tuning in. The Water, good to see you. Getting your attendance taken. Who is it? Josiah out of Denver, Colorado. Shalom Mott. Natalie Lucas along with him. We got a Shun in there, the big warrior Shun. We got the sisters in there, you know what I mean, Adrian. We got the other sister Robinson, Latrice Robinson. You know, it's good to see all of y'all in there. Our main hitters in South Carolina, Shaw, Kazak Shapar, you know what I mean, Dina, good to see you, sis. All right, so we apologize for the tardiness, but let's go ahead and get into it, man. Exodus chapter 28. Let's get Exodus. It's like 23, verse 2. Okay. Exodus chapter 23, verse 2 says what? Okay. Verse 2 says, "Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil, What is that? What does that sound like? Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil. You know what you're doing every time you go and vote? You're following a multitude to do evil. You don't know that when you went out and followed P. Diddy and every other public influencer that told you to go vote, that you voted for Barack Obama and you voted for homosexuality? Do you know that you, along with homosexuals, along with child molesters and pedophiles, all went down to vote for one of a few options of people? You all did. The multitude of you. You all went to vote for evil. All right. So vote to multitude to do evil. That's what you did. That's what you did. Donald Trump and all of his antics. You know, all of his hatred that he has towards our Mexican brothers and sisters. You don't understand, you black people. It's not a surprise that blacks and Hispanics and Native Indians went and voted for Donald Trump. Because that's just how asleep we are. You know what I mean? Some just a little bit more asleep than others. But voting against Donald Trump does not make you woke. It does not make you woke. Because you went and voted against Donald Trump, because voting for Hillary Clinton, you're still voting a multitude to do, following a multitude to do evil. Because Hillary Clinton is a big part of the drug epidemic, man. Hillary Clinton was a big part of the drug epidemic. Her and Bill Clinton and every other president that ever came in and out. You know, Ronald Reagan. You know what I mean? They put all of them drugs in your neighborhood, and while your grandparents and your aunts and uncles and moms and dads was all on crack, man. Because of people like Hillary Clinton. So you not voting for Donald Trump doesn't make you woke. You know what I mean? So there are people who voted for Donald Trump, man. All right? There are people who voted for what's his name, Barack Obama. And you know what they say to you, the you brothers and sisters in the UPK? Do you know what they say to you? Oh, you don't matter, or you didn't vote, so you're not part of the change, or you're the reason why this is the way it is. Well, you know what? Tell you what. Every time a president comes into office and more black people are murdered under their administration, you should know that you voted for that. That's what you voted. I didn't vote for that. All right? You're right, I didn't vote. You're right. And guess what? Because I didn't vote, I didn't have a hand in black people's destruction. Because under the Obama administration, blacks were murdered at an enormous rate, man. I'm talking about police brutality was crazy. Black people were being murdered in cold blood by white police officers, and that's what you voted for. You voted for that. You voted for police brutality. Okay? You voted for homosexuality. You did that. Because when you voted for Barack Obama, you voted for everything that he enforced. Everything that he enforced, everything that happened under his administration. Because at the end of the day, if it was real, if the presidency and all of this voting and stuff was real, then, you know, and he decided that he wanted to come down from the White House to go to the ghettos and make sure black people weren't getting killed, it still wouldn't happen, all right? It still wouldn't happen, all right? So you voted for homosexuality. You voted for police brutality. That's what you did. So whenever they tell you brothers in the UPK or you sisters in the UPK, these things are happening because you didn't vote, no. You voted for this. You voted for this. This is what you voted for, because in the UPK, we voted for Christ, and everyone in the UPK is free from the law. Ooh-wee, free from the law. Why? Because we don't have to worry about getting shot by police officers, because we're following the laws. We're following the laws of the Most High Power, the laws of the land. We're not getting high. We're not selling drugs. We're not being homosexuals. We're not doing any of these sinful, criminal things. We're free from the law. We don't have to vote for Donald Trump to have a better ghetto. You understand? We're in the ghettos right now in the UPK, and it's beautiful. You understand? We police our own neighborhoods. You understand? These brothers in the UPK, these officers in here, and the generals all the way down to the young men, we stand in these ghettos, man. You understand? Like you go to vote for, more housing. You know, understand, for homeless people to be able to have homes to live in, and they never get homes when you vote. But you know what? We vote for Christ, and what do? We go to those same streets where those homeless people are, and we teach them, man. We give them. We stand where they are. We stand in the gap, in the trenches, in the hedge. We stand there. We in the ghettos. We're in the barrios, the projects. That's where we are. And we go to them, and we teach them, and we provide clothes, and we provide food. Sooner or later, we're going to have enough shelter to be, providing shelter for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And then, before you know it, we're a government within America. Our own government within America, because of all the resources and everything that we provide through Christ who strengthens us, man. Through Christ who strengthens us, okay? So let's read this again, man. Exodus chapter 23, verse 2 says, what? Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil, okay? Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil. I mean, think about all the people who go out and vote. And think about the people who we're voting for. Joe Biden, who is a child molester. You understand? Joe Biden is a child molester, and you're voting for a child molester. Because I don't even know why. Because you just how asleep you are, and how much the America has rocked you to sleep, that you think your vote is going to what? Voting for a pedophile, a child molester. You understand? It's going to change black people in the black community, man. Okay, and that's all. That's what. And the thing that our people love to say all the time is, when they say what's the number one reason black people should give that we should vote for? What's the number one reason? Somebody tell me in the chat, because we all heard it before. Why should we vote? What do they always say all the time? Why should we vote? Why should we vote? Why do they always say that all the time? Black people, you should vote because of this. That's why you should vote, man. They make us feel so bad because we're not trying to go vote. This is why you should vote. What do they say, man? Tell me, please. Somebody tell me. It's not even a blow my mind instance because it's just so common. You know what I mean? You should know. I'm just want to make sure that everybody knows how common this is, and we hear it all the time. Okay? Why do they say it? Why do they say we need to vote? I'm not saying what should we vote for, but why we need to go and vote no matter what. No matter what, we need to go vote. Why? Why do we need to go vote no matter what? Why do they always say? Tell me why. That was a good attempt though, Adrian. Ooh-wee. Hey, give Dina a hand. Give her a hand. She hit it right on the head, boy. She hit it right on the head, man. Because your ancestors, your people died for you to vote. They died for you to vote. They sacrificed so much for you to go vote. You gotta go vote. You got to, man. It don't matter. Don't matter. It just don't matter. It don't even matter. Just go vote, man. Just get out there and go vote. Don't matter who you vote for. Just vote. Just say you did it because your ancestors did it. Your ancestors died for you to be able to do that. Come on, man. Are you kidding me? I mean, are you kidding me? That's and that's why we should vote. Come on, man. You know what I mean? We fight all of these battles, that we fight. Martin Luther King and with John Lewis and every other civil rights leader and what's her name? Rosa Parks, fought to be able to sit on the front of the bus. And this is why we need to, you could definitely do that today. You can go sit on the front of the bus and sit behind the driver, and you can, you don't even have to pull the string when it's your stop. You can just tap the driver on the back and say, let me off right here. This is my stop. Yeah, you could do that. You understand? But you getting rights to vote and every other thing, we're still dying in the streets. We got rights to vote now, and because our ancestors died for it. But guess what? Civil rights movement 50 years ago, we're still dying. We're still being murdered. We're still in the ghettos. Rats are consuming our communities. Drugs everywhere. Gang violence and prostitution. It's a cesspool in the ghetto, and voting has not helped it. No matter how much they fought to vote and what they sacrificed to vote. All right. Because if they had this right here, then they would know that we should not have vote, and they could have fought for something else. They could have gave their life for something else, something more meaningful. Something more meaningful. In the UPK, we're here ready to die for our brothers, for our sisters. And what does that mean for us? That we have to follow the law, statutes, and commandments. So we're martyrs in here because we're ready to die for the law. We're ready to die for the truth. All right? We're ready to not only die, but we're ready to sacrifice weed smoking. This is how strong this law is, this brotherhood. We're ready to sacrifice getting high, sacrifice, gangs, being in a gang for your brothers. You understand? For your sisters to follow the laws and follow what our ancestors before time. You understand? The priests and prophets of the old days, what they taught us, man. Okay, and that's working for us. It's working. It's working, brothers. Like all of that stuff that you vote for, that you hope getting a president would change. It's the reason why it's the way it is. It's the reason why you're trying to vote for housing, so this man can give you housing, but this government is the reason why they're homeless. This government is the reason why they're homeless. You're voting for, more jobs, when the truth is that they're keeping you from getting employment. They're keeping you down. They're giving you felonies and giving you drugs to be drug dealers and make money and be criminals. And telling you that you don't qualify for the job. How many times do you see it? You see a poor white man on the streets, all you got to do is take a shower and clean his damn self up, and he can go run a major corporation. Meanwhile, you got brothers and sisters who are like me and you, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, who go to school, I'm talking about 8 years, 6 years, 4 years, I'm talking about, faithfully doing the school work. And they be right along with you at Burger King, right alongside of you at Burger King. And because at the end of the day, this government and this economy is made to oppress you. If you're not getting down, if you're not compromising your integrity, if you're not throwing away your culture, getting rid of your beard, getting rid of your braids, wearing nice, tight fitting European clothing, being like them, then you don't qualify. You don't qualify. All right? You don't qualify. So, at the end of the day, we have to know that we have to fight for something better that allows us to have more than what any man that's in office of America can ever give us. Okay? Let's go ahead and, matter of fact, let me read this again, then I'm going to go somewhere right quick, because I want to show you something about who we need to be fighting to get back, who to rule over us, all right? So, Exodus chapter 23, verse 2 again says, "Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil, neither shalt thou speak in a cause to decline after many to wrest judgment." Okay? Like, we are here today, acting as if we're so righteous. And like I said, like people, you going down to these voting booths, and you're right in there with pedophiles and child molesters and, drug dealers and pimps and hoes and everybody, and y'all all there voting for Joe Biden or whoever. You understand? What does this tell you? What does this tell you? That if me and this person agree that this is who needs to lead us, then there's something evil about this. There's something evil about this. Okay? You're voting for something. There's something evil about it. There's something evil about this. If me and this person is on the same page, how can you say you're on the same page with somebody who's a pedophile or a murderer or a drug dealer? Like this is this is no different than the UPK being affiliated with everybody. It's no different. ISUPK is not affiliated with any other Israelite group. Why? Why are we not affiliated with any other Israelite group? Because they don't follow the law. Because they are evil. That's why. Because they are evil. They do not follow the law, and we are against anyone who is against the Most High. That's why. So who we vote for is the same reason why they're not in the school. They're not here in the UPK because they want to continue to be pedophiles. They want to continue to be homosexuals and have sex with transgenders. You know what I mean? Transsexuals. And smoke weed, man, and rob and work for the white man and, and shuck and jive and, Jiminy Cricket, Uncle Tom Negroes is enjoying America to the fullest. And they join those camps because in those camps they can do that. And they'll go vote, and we'll be in the UPK, and we'll vote for Christ, and we'll be lawful, and we'll have everything that we need and that we pray for, which is justice, you know what I'm saying, which is shelter, which is food, which is freedom, brotherhood, love, like all of these things that we missing in the ghettos in America, we have in the UPK. Because we vote for Christ, all right? So let me go ahead and get Matthew's, if I'm not mistaken, 15 and 22, real quick. All right. Matter of fact, let's we can do Matthew's 15. Let's just start at Shalakia. Okay, let's just start at 22. All right, real quick, and I'm gonna just show you when you read the scriptures, what we just read, when the Most High says He's going to choose your king, and it's going to be someone of your brethren. Why it matters? Why it matters that Christ, that the Most High chooses, that it's our brother, and who He chose, who is our brother, who is Jesus Christ. All right. So we're going to read right here Matthew chapter 22, okay? So Matthew chapter 22, 15 verse 22, Salakia, okay? 15 verse 22 says, "And behold, a woman of Canaan came out of the same coast and cried unto him, saying, Have mercy on me, O Lord, thou son of David. My daughter is grievously vexed with a devil." Okay? So to understand this, right? Because if somebody's your brother, that means that they're your family. Y'all come from the same lineage, right? So what did she just say? She said, "Thou have mercy on me, O Lord, thou son of David." Thou son of David. David comes from what? The tribe of Judah. He is of the 12 tribes of Israel. Okay? And his descendants are Israelites. You know what I mean? So on and so forth, from the Benjamites to the Simeonites to the Issacharites and, the Judites on down. Like, these are the Israelites. These are brethren. These are family. Okay? And what does it say? What did she say again? "And behold, a woman of Canaan came out of the same coast and cried unto him, saying, Have mercy on me, O Lord, son of David." She said son of David because she's showing you that this is a man, and not just any man. This is a man of the lineage of a certain people. Okay? Now, it says, "My daughter is grievously vexed with a devil." 23, "But he answered her not a word. And his disciples came and besought him, saying, Send her away, for she crieth after us." Okay? So they're saying, so the disciples and Christ himself said, they're ignoring her. Why is she over here? Get her out of my face. Why is she talking to us? Who is she? Okay? And we move forward. What does it say after that? 24. "But he answered and said," this is Christ speaking, "I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel." which is the family that Christ comes from. That's the family that Christ comes from. Christ comes from the nation of Israel. Right. Okay? Christ, what you looking for?
Was my head warming up this?
I didn't see one. I didn't move it. You understand? Christ, that's the family that Christ came from, the nation of Israel. That's the family that David came from, the nation of Israel. That's the place where, all of these brothers that led, Jeremiah, Nehemiah, Paul, Peter, so on and so forth, they came from the nation of Israel. All of the men who the Most High chose came from the same family, man.
Right.
They came from the same family. Okay? They were brethren. Okay? And we're about to show you why this brother right here is more than capable of leading blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, and why he gets our vote in the UPK.
Damn right.
Okay? So, you got it, Abon?
Come, Matthew 15:24, sir?
Yep, go ahead.
But he answered and said, I am not sent, but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
Because first and foremost, he's showing you that he's not here for everybody. He's not here for everybody. And you want to know what the sad part is? You Christians out there, you Christians that are out here listening, you know what the sad part is? These people that you vote for in America are not for everybody either.
That's right.
They're not for everybody. You know who they're not for? You, black man.
Right.
They're not for you, Hispanic, Native Indians. They're not for you. They're not sent for you.
Right.
They're sent for the nation of Edom.
That's right.
They're sent for the nation of Elam. They're sent for the nation of Ham. Hamites. That's what they're sent for. They're sent for their people, for their cause. Because why do we know this? Because the Bible told us in the scriptures, it says they are confederate against thee.
Right.
They are confederate against thee. The houses, the tabernacles of Edom, the tabernacles of Ishmael, the house of Elam, the house of Moab, the house of Ammon. All of these are the nations of our enemies, man. They are confederate against us. They're for each other, and they're not for us. They're against us, man. And you know what? It's no different in the Bible that you Christians so very often misunderstand. Because you're listening to the same people who are your enemies.
That's right.
That try to teach this Bible. You can't learn this Bible. This Bible's a black man's book.
Damn right.
You can't learn this from no oppressor, from no heathen. The same reason you can't vote for no heathen or nobody in America. You understand? So at the end of the day, it's the same thing in this Bible. The Most High said he chose Yahweh Shah Mashiach to be our king, and that he is sent only for the nation of Israel. He's not sent for everybody. Okay? Go ahead and continue to read.
Wakana.
Well, Salakia, go ahead.
15, sir? 25 minutes?
Yep.
Then came she and worshipped him, saying, Lord, help me. Verse 26. He answered and said, It is not meat.
It is not what?
It is not meat.
It is not what?
It is not meat.
It is not meat. Meat is old Quaker English, and meat means good. So Christ is saying it is not good. Go ahead.
To take the children's bread.
To take whose bread?
The children's bread.
To take the children's bread. Who are the children? The same people who are in the ghettos of America today, man.
Right.
That's the children. That's the children of Israel. So-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we're the ones that are in the ghettos today starving, being murdered by white police officers, being deprived of jobs, being deprived of food, being deprived of justice and rights and every other thing that, there's nothing that we can have.
Right.
Besides affliction.
Right.
Suffering, that's what we can have. Affliction, suffering, because that's how America intended for it to be. All right? So these are the children that he's talking about. It is not good to take the children's bread, meaning what belongs to them, all right? What belongs to them, their laws, their statutes, their offerings, their blessings, their promises, their food, their water, their clothes, their land. It is not good to take the children's bread, go ahead.
And to cast it to dogs.
And to cast it to the dogs, man. Like, this is why we need to vote for Christ. This is why we need to vote for Christ. We need to make sure that the man that the Most High chose is who we follow.
Right.
It's who we vote for. Who we make sure rules over us. Because this man truly cares about blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, and no one else. Okay? He cares about us and no one else. Let me see. Let me get one more thing right quick. Another thing. Let's get it's in I think it's in Nehemiah. No, it's in Hebrews. Hebrews 2:17. You know what I mean? Like Christ wasn't about to help her. Why was he about to help her? Because he's not for all people. He's for one people. And guess what? Until these people are good, I can't worry about nobody else. And you know what? Our oppressor, the white man, you understand, these other nations that rule over us, they take care of their own people, man. And they make sure that they're good. And they make sure that they're good. And then they make sure they're more good. Then they make sure they're even more good. And more good. And you know what? All of that means you being bad. You being hurt. You being murdered. You being afflicted. You being oppressed. That's what it means for you, black man. That's what it means for the children of Israel. And the day that we come out of our simpleness, you know, from being simple, thinking that we go in and vote and wearing that stupid sticker on your shirt,
right.
You know what I mean? Wearing that stupid sticker on your shirt that says I voted, that as soon as we come out of that stupidity, then we can actually work towards getting to something that's going to truly give us something that we can, you know, be proud of.
That's right.
Salvation. You know what I mean? Salvation, rulership, dominion. That's what we should be voting for. Okay? Give me that what you got, Abon.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 2, verse 17.
Mm-hmm.
Wherefore, in all things, it behoved him.
It behooved him.
Sorry. It behooved him.
Okay, so read it again from the top.
No, the book of Hebrews, chapter 2, verse 17.
Go ahead.
Wherefore, in all things, it behooved him.
Okay, so wherefore, in all things, it behooved him. Meaning it helped him. Okay? We already read in the scriptures where it says that the Christ was sent. The Most High, his Father, sent him, all right, to die for the nation of Israel. That's what he was sent for. And he was so gung-ho on that mission that he knew that he could not help anybody else.
Right.
He could not be there for anybody else. He had to be there for this people. And do you know what extent it took for him to be a better leader? For him to be a better servant for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians? Read it one more time.
Wherefore, in all things, it behooved him.
It behooved him, meaning it helped him, go ahead.
To be made like unto his brothers.
To be made like unto his brothers. It helped him to be made like unto his brothers. In order for him to be a better leader, he had to understand what it meant to be poor, man.
Right.
He had to understand what it meant to starve. You know what I mean? All of these things that we go through as blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, is it not?
Right.
It helped him to know what it felt like, what it was to be homeless, man. What it was to be wanted for your arrest, to be incarcerated. It helped him to be incarcerated because our people are incarcerated.
Right.
Our people are homeless. Our people are starving. Our people are poor. You know, so on and so forth. It helped him, man. And again, how can you have somebody that's going to help black people when they don't even understand the plight of black people? They don't even understand the sufferings of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. They don't know what we're going through. Christ does. How does he know? Because he went through it himself.
Damn right.
He too went through it. You know what I mean? Read it one more time from the top.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 2, verse 17. Wherefore, in all things, it behooved him to be made like unto his brethren.
It behooved him, man. Behoove means help. It helped. It helped him to be made like unto his brother, man. He had to go through all of those things so he could be able to, like in the UPK, these brothers today was gangbangers, man. These brothers today was gangbangers and drug dealers. And guess what? Now that we found real love, to be able to have self-sacrifice, to sacrifice something of our own for the betterment of our nation, guess what? Now we can turn around and be able to relate with gangbangers now. Right. Now I can talk to the gangbangers, be like, listen, bro, I've been through all of that tookie, you know, big homie this, big homie that, going to the nines, doing this, that, and the third, putting in work, and that don't get you nowhere. It don't get you nowhere. Brothers did 10 years behind gangbanging.
Right.
15 years behind gangbanging. They lost their family, everybody that they put their life on the line for, that they shot and killed for, that they sold drugs for, that they took L's for, was gone. Left them to rot, to suffer. They'll be a great advocate for gang members. They'll be a great advocate for gang members to say, it's bullshit, man. Excuse my language. Get out of these gangs.
Right.
Come over here, join this gang, the UPK. You understand? Where we actually fighting for something and we loyal to something worth dying for. Something that brings our brothers together to where we don't have to worry about them leaving us and abandoning us and stealing from us. You know what I mean? And having sex with our women brothers, and in gangs have, they get locked up shooting for, they done went to jail for, killing somebody that killed their homeboy, homicide, and now they in the jail 15 years, and guess what? All their big homies, everybody else sleeping with their wife. They in there sleeping with their wife, they out there sleeping with his wife while he in jail.
Right.
Well, in here, brother, you don't have to worry about killing somebody, because, they stepped on your shoe. Killing somebody because they looked at you wrong. And having to go to jail for the rest of your life. And you don't have to worry about a man in here sleeping with your woman.
Right.
You know what I mean? You don't have to worry about that. And that's the leadership that Christ gave us. That's the leadership that Christ gave us. That's the formula and the process and everything that he gave us, the blueprint that he gave us, that allows us to not have to worry about those things. His disciples.
Right.
They're not getting high. They're not, having sex with somebody's wife. They're not selling your family member drugs. They're not feeding you pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. You know what I mean? They're not trying to molest your children. They're not telling you to go vote. We're not in here telling you to go vote. We're telling you not to vote.
Damn right.
We love you. That's why. Because Christ said not to vote. You understand? And Christ was a man who the Lord chose, who the Most High chose. And this man said, we're going to read it from the top again.
The book of Hebrews chapter 2 verse 17.
What?
Wherefore, in all things, it behooved him to be made like unto his brethren.
It behooved him to be made like unto his brother. Any more on that?
Come on.
What?
That he might be a merciful and faithful high priest in things pertaining to the Most High.
Right. You understand? Again, man, in order for him to carry out his duties to his true potential, he had to really see what it meant to be here in this earth, in Babylon, in Rome, and these captivities that we live in and we suffer in Egypt. You know what I mean? All over the earth through all these different times, through all these different ages. It helped him, man. Go ahead.
It's like, so I was just going to say, off what you were saying, when it's so heavy, how can we go vote for somebody who has never experienced the things that we have been through?
Right.
You voted for Joe Biden, but Joe Biden was born with a silver spoon in his mouth.
Right.
Joe Biden has never been poor.
Right.
He's never been in the ghetto. He's never seen his family members on crack cocaine, starving,
right,
just trying to get anything they want. And it's just ridiculous for us as black Latinos and so-called Native Indians to go out here and vote for devils such as Joe Biden or Donald Trump.
That's correct, Doc. Damn right. Give him a hand. It's simple and stupid. Joe Biden and Donald Trump and none of them don't know a lick of what it means to be black, Hispanic, or Native Indian. So how can you expect to vote any one of them in the office and expect them to directly change our condition?
Right.
They're not our brothers. The Lord didn't choose them. Right? The Lord didn't choose them. And guess what? They were not sent for us. They were not sent for us. They include you to make you feel included. Like I said, democracy is democracy. That's what democracy is again. It's to make you feel inclusive. To make you feel like your voice matters. That's what a democracy is. Like, we're going to all have a say-so in this. So when it happens, we all had an opportunity to say what was going to be. But the truth is, your vote doesn't matter. The truth is, at the end of the day, your voice doesn't matter. Your vote doesn't count. It's just the illusion of inclusion. Yeah. That's what it is, the illusion of inclusion. Okay? That's what voting is. The illusion of inclusion because you think that you're going to go out here and vote and your voice is going to matter. And I don't even understand it because, like I said, it ain't none of them going to ever be able to help you. All right? So drop that. Let me get Deuteronomy 28 and 20. Let me get Deuteronomy 28 and 20. All right? So, like, at the end of the day, what are black people's problems? What are Hispanics people's problems? What are Native Indians people's problems? What change do we want? We want to be able to have what? Freedom, right? We want to be able to have better neighborhoods, cleaner streets, right? More recreation centers and parks and things for us to do and jobs and black businesses and all of those things, right? Give me Deuteronomy. Start at 28. Let me get 28 and 1 first.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 1.
Right.
And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of thy Lord thy God, to observe and to do all.
Let me get 15. Salakia. Let me get 15.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15.
Right.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of thy Lord thy God.
Right. So if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, and like I said, like we always teach in the UPK, like we're not a hate group.
Right.
This is a group about love. Right? This is a group about love. Like we have love. We have so much love for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We have so much love for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And what is love? Love is something that's conditional.
Right.
It's something that's conditional, and it's how our Father taught us it should be. Because right now, He told us right now that if you don't, meaning it's a conditional thing. If you do this, then it's going to be like that. If you don't, it's going to be like that. See, He say right now, what is His love saying to us right now? Read it again.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of thy Lord thy God,
right,
to observe to do all His commandments.
Not some of His commandments.
All His commandments.
Most of them.
All His commandments.
All His commandments. Go ahead.
And His statutes.
And His statutes. Go ahead.
Which I command thee this day.
It's not an option. It's a commandment. You don't have free will. It's a commandment. It's a commandment. He's commanding you. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
That all these curses.
All these what?
All these curses.
All these what?
All these curses.
And that's what black people are trying to vote themselves out of.
Right.
They're trying to vote themselves out of these curses. You're not going to vote yourself out of these curses, man. You're not going to vote yourself out of poverty, man.
Yeah, I'm right.
You're not going to vote yourself out of police brutality. It's not going to happen. Voting is not going to stop police brutality. It's not going to happen, man. Voting is not going to stop child support. Voting is not going to stop pedophilia. You know what I mean? You getting molested. It's not going to stop you from not being able to see your kids. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not going to stop that. Those are curses, man.
Damn right.
Those are curses that you're talking about. And you think who, Joe Biden is going to come and free you from your curses? Did Joe Biden put you in those curses? Did he give you those curses? Did Barack Obama give you those curses? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think this man right here gave us the curses. Read it again.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15.
A black man. Go ahead.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of thy Lord, thy God, to observe to do all His commandments.
To do all His commandments. Go ahead.
And His statutes.
And His statutes.
Which I command thee this day.
Go ahead.
That all these curses.
All this child support.
All these curses.
All this police brutality.
All these curses.
All this lack of businesses.
All these curses.
All this lack of land.
All these curses.
All these lynchings.
All these curses.
All this AIDS and STDs.
All these curses.
All of these curses. Go ahead.
Shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
And overtake thee, man. You know, you living in the ghettos and there's rats everywhere in the ghetto, and especially in New York. You know what I mean? Drugs and syringes and weed bags, and you know, this is what we got to deal with every day. And you vote every year since who God knows when, and them rats is still there.
Right.
Them rats is still there. Them weed bags is still there. Them syringes is still there. All of the oppression is still there. It don't never go nowhere. Because there was a certain man that gave you those curses, and he told you why you would be in those. You would suffer those curses. Because if you don't follow, if you don't hearken diligently, means to listen thoroughly to his law, statutes, and commandments, to do all of them, every single one of them, then all these things should be happening to you. That's why all of these things are happening to you. The Lord called you to be in this suffering. The Lord called you to be in the police, brutalized by police. The Lord caused it. Drop down to 2020. Just read 16 one time.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 16.
Right.
Cursed should thou be in the city.
Cursed should I be in the city, man. Like the Bible says, like they hunt our steps so that we can't even go out into our own streets. Right?
Right.
They hunt our steps. And it's happening. It's police brutality. If we go on our streets, we can't even go on our own streets because they hunting our steps. We in Walmart. They shooting us up at Walmart. They shooting us up in the church. Shooting us up at the concerts. They shooting us up everywhere, man. We can't even go into our own streets, man. Our own neighborhood Walmart. That's a curse.
Damn right.
That is a curse. You understand? That is a curse. Curse should I be in the streets. Mike Brown, all them brothers that lay dead in the streets as their blood flowed from their bodies into the streets. Walter Scott and Corinne Gaines and all these other, Emmett Till and George Floyd. They lie dead in the streets, man. Because we're cursed in the city. Go ahead.
And cursed should thou be in the field.
And cursed in the field too. You thinking that you're going to move out of the city. I'm going to move out of the city, go to the country, you know what I mean, get me a farm. And you know what? You're not going to get any crops.
Right.
You know what? Those same trees that you moved out into is where you're going to be hung from. Mm-hmm. Because them devils down there in them country towns, they don't even know emancipation happened.
Right.
They still ain't get the word of emancipation out there. They just don't care. They will hang you out there still. They will hang you from trees in Alabama,
right,
in Mississippi, in all of these country rural areas. Go ahead.
It's like, sir, it's just a story that came out about a brother who moved from New York to a country town, and they found this body in a ditch, burnt.
Yeah.
Con.
See what I'm saying, man? And that's the simplicity of it all, man. There's no running from these curses. You can't run from. You're not gonna go Marcus Garvey, go to Africa and Wakanda forever and be some ruler and some prince and not. No, man. You gonna go over there and be treated like a nigga over there, man.
Right.
You're gonna get treated like a nigga in the UK. You're gonna get treated like a nigga in Australia. Everywhere you go, you're gonna be cursed in the city and in the field because you're not doing the one thing that's gonna keep that from happening, and it's not voting. It's following the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, man.
That's right.
Serving our King Yahweh Shah Mashiach in the Hebrew, man. Read it again.
Mm-hmm. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 16.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead. That's what?
Cursed should thou be in the city, and cursed should thou be in the field. Verse 17. Cursed shall be thy basket in the store.
No, okay, drop me down to 20.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 20.
Right.
The Most High shall send upon thee.
Who?
The Most High shall send upon thee.
Go ahead.
Cursing.
What?
Cursing.
The Lord shall do what?
Send upon thee cursing.
The Lord shall send upon thee cursing. The Lord shall be the reason why you're on child support.
Right.
The Lord is the reason why you're suffering. You think these Christians out here think they're going to pray and every God is going to get them out of this suffering and you're going to pray it and then vote it. And the Most High is the reason why you're suffering. The Most High is the reason why you are suffering. He's the reason why you just can't get out of the oppression that you're in and you think that you're going to pray and pray and pray. When the Lord, Christ said, what? I pray for them, I pray not for the world. As long as you're in the world, the Lord is not with you.
That's right.
The Lord is against you. And you're the reason why, he's the reason why you're suffering. You understand? He's the reason why you're suffering. not Joe Biden, not Donald Trump, not any of them. So for that reason, they cannot free you from those curses. Read it again. Go ahead.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 20. The Most High shall send upon thee cursing, vexation, and rebuke.
Vexation, like it's just a pain in your bones.
Right.
You know, it's all the way down to the core. That's where all that stress come from. Stress. Oh my goodness, man. Stress. Oh my goodness. Whew. Come on, man. And you see how I'm over here, you know, because I understand it.
Damn right.
I understand stress and vexation. You know, Donald Trump and them, they don't understand that. Right. They don't understand vexation. Barack Obama don't understand vexation and cursing. You know, he don't understand that. Well, that's what that does. A Bond does, Natazar does, you know, Commander Jenny Hanna does, General Hyman does. They understand it. And no fit leader that, you know, can help black people, Hispanics, and Native Indians other than a brother that understands the vexation and the cursing of all of these people who are our people, man. Where?
Come.
Oh, you about to say something?
I was going to say, they just brought out that Donald Trump is only paying $798 in taxes.
Right.
And he's a multi-millionaire.
Billionaire. Ooh, he don't, you know. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, brothers ain't getting their taxes back.
Right.
And they're getting child support taken.
Good.
You know what I mean? You know, and you know what I mean? You know, it's just, you left with nothing. While your evil, wicked woman that put men on child support is out here putting weaves in her hair and buying liquor and drinks and buying and paying for some other nigga to have sneakers and J's and get her nails done and every other thing. This black man is vexed.
Right.
He's vexed, man.
Good night.
And cursed. What? You about to say something else?
I was just going to say, what you bring out is so heavy about brothers being vexed in that child support. A brother was at the wreck involved with his slavery, and he got back $25,000. Child support took all of the money that he got back.
All of his money.
And the baby mama that he was with took the money and started spending it with a man. And the brother was vexed so bad that he ended up showing up to the house and pistol with the boyfriend. And look,
we're not making this up. I'm not up here making this up. That story Bond just told is absolutely true, and it's a common story. It's a very common story. It's a very common story, man. Very common to see brothers that are getting oppressed by the government because of child support.
Right.
Being sent to jail, you know what I mean, to work for pennies to a dollar, which is the modern day slavery. You understand? Go ahead and continue to read out.
And rebuke and all that thou sinnest thy hand unto.
Read it from the top.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 20.
Go ahead.
The Most High shall send upon thee cursing, vexation, and rebuke, and all that thou settest thy hand unto for to do, until thou be destroyed, and until thou perish quickly. Because of the wickedness.
Because of the what?
Because of the wickedness.
Because of the what?
Because of the wickedness.
Because you're not voting.
Because of the wickedness.
Because you just got to go vote, man.
Because of the wickedness.
You didn't vote this year, man.
Because of the wickedness.
Go ahead.
Of thy doings.
Of thy doings, man. It's not because you're not voting while you're suffering. It's not because you're not voting because you're getting killed by white police officers. It has nothing to do with voting, man. You know, it has nothing to do with voting why you're not able to go to get a business loan. You know what I mean? Why you're not able to get a business loan, why you're not able to go and get a mortgage or any other thing that's going to help you. It's not because you're not voting. It's because what again, Obama? It's because of what?
Because of thy wickedness.
Because of your wickedness, man. It's because of your wickedness. All right? And blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians hear this, man.
Right.
If you did not stop committing sin against the Lord, you will continue. You will die a sinner.
Damn right.
You will die a sinner quickly. Quickly. You understand? Read it again, now.
Count on one kind.
Just so they can understand. Read it again.
The Most High shall send upon thee cursing, vexation, and rebuke.
Go ahead.
And all that thou settest thy hand unto for to do, until thou be destroyed.
Until thou be destroyed, man. If you don't hearken unto the Lord thy God, man, and stop voting, and really, stop thinking that that's what's going to change your life. If you don't stop being wicked, man, the Lord is going to destroy you. Go ahead.
And all that says thy hand unto for to do, until thou be destroyed.
The Lord is going to destroy you. Go ahead.
And until thou perish quickly.
You're going to be perished so quickly, man. So quickly, man. I'm talking about so quickly, bro. Oh my goodness, man. Like it's so idiotic what we're doing. Like I said, you think about Martin Luther King and all of these people who fight for the rights for us to go and have rights and have to be able to vote. And how simple, how much time they wasted, man. How much time they wasted fighting and getting rocks thrown at them and hoses and dogs sunk on them and every other thing, man. You just gotta just realize, like, all them 50 years of them doing those things, how much nothing has changed.
That's right.
How much nothing has changed. They've done all of this for nothing. All they had to do was stop having sex with white women, man. That's all they had to do. That's all Martin Luther King had to do. Stop having sex with white women. Teach all of those people that he gathered together to not to have sex with white women. To not celebrate these holidays in America. To not celebrate, Thanksgiving, Easter, and, Halloween coming up in the next month. Not celebrate Halloween. Not, interracial marry. Not, get high. Not smoke weed. Pop pills. Be a whore. If he would have just applied that to himself and taught those people that, then we wouldn't have to have rights or to go vote or any of those things, and we would be in a way better off position today, 50 years later.
Right.
Okay? It would be some work that have actually been getting us towards something greater. Right? Go ahead.
And until thou perish quickly, because of thy wickedness.
Because of thy wickedness, go ahead.
Of thy doing,
go ahead.
Whereby thou hast forsaken me.
I'm saying y'all forsaking the Most High, man. You know what I mean? Y'all forsaking the Most High. Y'all think this is a game.
That's right.
You think this is a game, and as long as you can continue to get high and smoke weed and eat pork, everything you love to do, you're gonna continue to stay asleep.
Right.
You're gonna continue to act like there's nothing wrong, like just ignorant, insane. It's an insanity. The things you're doing is not working. It's continuing to get you destroyed every time. These people who are voting into office are not the reason you're suffering. They're not the reason you're suffering. You're the reason you're suffering because of your wickedness, man.
Right.
And you need to vote for a man that cares about you, that loves you, that was sent for you. Your brethren. All right? Go ahead.
Verse 21. The Most High shall make the pestilence cleave unto thee.
The Most High did what now? Read it again.
The Most High shall make the pestilence cleave unto thee.
Ooh-wee. You know what I mean? Like I said, man, every year we go and vote for all these 50 years. It ain't never got them rats and roaches out of these damn apartments, man.
Right.
It ain't never got these rats and roaches out of these houses, man. Oh my goodness. I'm talking about families is in these houses and they gotta be, at the stove, you know what I mean? Damn near with a 12-gauge shotgun to make sure that they get rid of them rats while they cooking. And them roaches everywhere, man. That's the Lord's work, man. Read it again. Oh, you want to say something good?
I can handle the roaches, but them damn rats.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say, bro. You know what I mean? Like some brothers can, can't stand the rats, and some can't stand the roaches. Some can't stand neither one of them. But guess what? We're going to continue to stand them as long as we don't put away our wickedness.
Right.
That pestilence is going to cleave unto us, man. forever. It's going to cleave unto us right along with police brutality, right along with AIDS and STDs and every other thing that comes with being wicked. Those are the things that we suffer. And that's why we suffer them. Go ahead.
Until he hath consumed thee from off the land, whether thou goest to possess it.
Right, until he hath consumed thee, man. Let me get John 19 and 15. You understand? Until he hath consumed thee, man. Until you just out there, you just, you should shrivel up and wither away from all of the pestilence and the diseases. Them rats carry so many diseases and, them bugs and stuff that's living in your houses. They carry them diseases, man. Like they out there, biting the people, and the kids is getting hurt. You're getting rat bites, and that's why. And it's not, your voting is not going to get the rats out of your community. Them rats are sitting there while you out the voting booth, waiting for you to come back.
Right. I watched a video back in the day, man, in Haiti. Where you know how poor Haiti is. Right. They out there eating their mud cakes.
Mud cakes, right.
And it was this one brother, man. He was a young brother, probably about like 12 years old. And I think you still find the video today. But shit be so bad out there. Excuse my language. Things be so bad out there, man. That brother wake up in the morning and a piece of his toe or damn near his whole toe is chewed off because of rats. And they show the video of all his toes and stuff just chewed off because they would go to sleep and wake up in the morning and rats would be chewing on their feet, man. So what the brother said so heavy, like that's part of the curse that we live in.
Exactly.
Like seriously.
Exactly. Poverty, being in the ghettos where the drugs is at, is pestilence, rats and roaches, and oh my goodness. And the crazy thing about it is, Esau, the white man, is the one that brought the roaches over here.
Right.
They the ones that brought the roaches and the rats over here. And guess what? They brought them over here, and the same place they brought them to is the same place they made you live at.
Right.
Well, they moved somewhere else, and now they look at you like you ghetto, and you poor, and you this and you that, and you this. And in all reality, they are the true vagabonds on the earth.
That's right.
They're the true vagabonds on the earth. They're the true servants on the earth. When us, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we are royalty. We are the princes of the power. You understand? We are the daughters of Zion, and that's who we are. But we've become wicked, you understand? And we've abandoned the Most High. And because we've abandoned the Most High, we have to sleep in a house which is roach and rat infested and worry about getting bit. Now, children being bit by rats and their feet being eat up and eating mud pies and washing in lead water and drinking lead water and every other evil thing that we got to deal with out here, man. And that's why, because of your wickedness, not because you didn't vote.
That's right.
It's not because you didn't vote. Are you serious? Come on, man. We gotta wake up. You about to say something, Bob?
It's like I was gonna say, like you was saying, out of one the Esau brought them roaches, which are German cockroaches.
That's what they are.
Which came from the Germans, and it's been a proven fact that the roaches, when they shed the little skin and everything,
right,
they
shell
causes asthma.
And what's that other stuff that they come and they spray and all that stuff?
Pesticides?
Yeah, pesticide. And that stuff kill people too. Right? And they say they be heavy in the ghetto, and them, especially in them apartments and them ghettos, they be spraying that pestilence. I think, is that what it's called, pestilence? No, I'm calling something else. It's like something else that they spray out there, man. Something else that they spray out there.
If I can. I know whenever they spray it, they usually tell people they have to leave the house.
Yeah, I forgot what that stuff is called that they spray, man. It's a place in Columbia, South Carolina that it was called, I forgot what that neighborhood was called, man. Gonzella Gardens, if I'm not mistaken. But right there next to Benedict College.
Yeah, then they took that.
They tore it down because of that stuff. It was just it being inhaled, and people were getting sick because of it. I forgot what that stuff is. I think it's called, start with a T, but yeah, man, that's a part of curses. Those are curses. You know what I mean? Those are curses. And the Lord said, what again? Read 21?
Then said, it's like, sir, John chapter 9.
Oh, okay, no sweat. Okay, so just 28, Deuteronomy 28:1 it said, "The Lord shall make the pestilence cleave unto thee, until he have consumed thee from off the land whither thou goest to possess it." So again, the Lord makes these things cleave unto you. The Lord is causing you to go through these things because of your wickedness. Go ahead and read what you got. John 19:15.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Got one more scripture after this.
19.
I should be done.
19. Which one?
15.
Okay. The book of John, chapter 19, verse 15.
What?
But they cried out, "Away with him!
Mm-hmm.
Away with him!
Mm-hmm.
Crucify him!"
Mm-hmm.
Pilate said unto them.
Okay, so who are they talking about when they say, "But they cried out, away with him, crucify him"? Who are they talking about crucifying? What?
It's like, so they're talking about Yahushua.
They talking about crucifying Yahushua, who you know is Jesus Christ. And who are they that saying crucify him? Those are his own people. Those are Israelites, Jews that are saying away with him, crucify him. And you don't understand how much of them is in you today.
Right.
When you tell your people to go vote. You don't know how much of them is in you when you tell your people to go and vote, how much you abandoning Christ, you so-called Christians. How much you're abandoning the Most High. How much you're at enmity with the Most High in Christ. When you tell your people to go vote. This is you right here. Read it again.
The book of John, chapter 19, verse 15.
Mm-hmm.
But they cried out,
Good.
"Away with him!
Uh-huh.
Away with him!
Mm-hmm.
Crucify him!"
Mm-hmm.
Pilate said unto them,
Mm-hmm.
"Shall I crucify your king?"
Shall I crucify your king? Because the white man is such a deceiver that he don't have to just go out and kill you, right? Because think about it. We're gonna give a couple examples, right?
Right.
Yeah, you don't have to go out and just kill you. Instead, he makes you give your own self a reason to get killed. That's why when you see black people, they being murdered in the streets, what's that first thing they say? Oh, he was a criminal. He was a criminal. And most of the time, very much, well, he was a criminal. He was getting high. He was selling drugs. He was, loud mouth and, eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster, which is a criminal against the Most High.
Damn right.
Which is the only, the most important laws in the earth, right? So yeah, most of the time they are. And then in a situation like this, he asking them like, "You want me to crucify your king?" So when I kill him, it's because you wanted me to. It's because you said it. It's because you made it happen. It's not because I'm the devil that the Bible speaks of. It's not because I'm Esau. It's not because I'm Joe Biden, because I'm Donald Trump. I'm in this position because you put me in this position.
That's right.
Because you forsake your king. You forsake your own king and made me ruler over you. That's what you did. You did it. Like the scriptures say, we suffer because of our sins. Like we just said just a while ago, it says because of our wickedness. Like that's why. And now here we are in Rome. Go ahead. Read it from the top again one more time.
The book of Deuteronomy, the book of John, chapter 19, verse 15.
Good.
But they cried out, "Away with him! Away with him! Crucify him!" Pilate said unto them, "Shall I crucify your king?"
Shall I crucify your king? Go ahead.
The chief priest answered, "We have no king but Caesar."
We have no king but Caesar. That's you in America. That's you in America.
Right.
You don't know it, but that's you in America. I have no king but Obama. I have no king but Joe Biden. I have no king but Hillary Clinton. I have no king but Bill Clinton. I have no king but whoever is in that damn chair in that White House. I put them over Christ.
Right.
I put them over Christ. I put them over the Most High. I put them over everything that I know to be righteous. And a lot of them love it anyway because these people are promoting what they want anyway. They're promoting evil. For, legalizing homosexuality, legalizing pedophilia. And, as long as a little girl is 14, as long as you ain't more than 10 years older than her, then you can have sex with her. This is what they want. But this is what you're doing. You're forsaking Christ. You're abandoning Christ. Read it one more time from the top, because it's so heavy, man.
Count on God. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15.
Go ahead.
But they cried out, away with him.
Away with him. Go ahead.
Away with him. Crucify him. Pilate said unto them, shall I crucify your king?
Shall I crucify your king? Because at the time, this is the man that the Lord has sent for his people.
Right.
This is the king that the Lord had chose. Right? He said, for God so loved the world that he sent his only begotten son. Right? Who is Jesus Christ, who is so-called Jesus Christ, Yahushua Mashiach. So this is your king that the Lord chose, your brethren. This is your brother, man. And you saying away with him. And Pilate is like, shall I crucify your king? Because this is your king. But they convinced them that he was a criminal. They convinced him that he was a hate group. He's a hate group. Christ is a hate group. Christ is hate. He teaches hate, right? We hear that all the time, right?
Right.
Everything that they tell us today, that they were saying about Christ. Y'all a hate group. You guys are racist. You're this and you're that and you're a terrorist. They were saying that to Christ, and they convinced them so much so that they was like, away with him. Just like they do us today in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. We're a terrorist group. You can't be here. You can't do this. You can't. You're a hate group. And they've thrown away Christ. They've gotten Christ killed, following after the deceiver. The deceiver has deceived them into believing that Christ is a criminal and that they're God, that they're righteous. And that's what you are today when you go vote. Voting, people got to understand today that voting is like having sex with a hoe. You understand? Voting is like having sex with a hoe. And what is it like having sex with a hoe? Tell me about it. Come on.
In the world, it's like taking a chance.
And you do it, and then what happened? You have sex with that hoe, and then what?
She.
Think about it. You see this girl, you know she a thot. She in the clubs, twerking all over the stage, all over this place, and you finally get the hit, and you like, what you thinking?
Would it be like she leaves you for another man?
Nah, I'm gonna tell you what it is. You like, damn, why did I do this? Why did I have sex with this woman? I feel dirty. Why did I had sex with this woman? I feel dirty. I had sex with this woman. What is it? You know what I mean? Like, this girl's a hoe.
Right.
She had sex with everybody. And I done had sex with her, now I feel dirty. And that's how you feel. When you go vote, and you go down there, and you like, oh, this is what I gotta do. You're so passionate about it. I gotta go vote. And you get down in them voting booths, and you vote, and it's all done, and guess what? You're like, damn, this nigga, he just legalized homosexuality. He talking about doing this and doing that. He's messing up things. Man, you look over on that table next to you. You see them pink slips over there. You still got bills. The rats are still running past that floorboard in the back by the kitchen. He's still running past there. You like, man, I feel like a used whore. I feel like a dirty slut. I went out here and voted thinking that something was going to change, and now look at me. Go ahead.
Like I was going to say, black people voted for Obama back in 2008.
Right.
And now, Donald Trump has been sitting back, able to pass laws. And they passed something called a no gender law, which means it's like a non-binary. Like people are able to say, I don't even have a gender.
Good night. You know what I mean? And that's the idiotic truth of America in this world, man. It's confusing, and the Lord is not the author of confusion. Okay, let me get one more scripture. Let me get 2 Peter 1:10. I'm gonna end it with that, man. 2 Peter 1:10. I'm gonna end it with that. Voting is like, voting is a sinner's option. Like, we're gonna vote for a new slave master, and we're gonna show them how good of a slave we are, and we don't vote. And they tell us we're wrong for not voting, but then when something happens under who they voted for as rulership, they must know that they are the ones who voted for that. This is what you voted for. As long as the ghettos are still the same way, you voted for that. You voted for the ghettos to stay in this condition. You voted for this black people to be murdered because you thought that you voting was going to change that, but it didn't. So you were wrong, and you continue to vote every year, and it continues to happen. Voting is not the answer. You can stop going voting and feeling like you had sex with a hoe and you feel dirty and used after. Dirty and used and like, why did I do this? Go ahead.
The book of 1 Peter, chapter 1.
We're gonna get 2 Peter is 1 and 10.
Okay, come. 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 10.
Go ahead.
Wherefore, thy brethren, give diligently to make your calling and election sure.
Make your what?
Election sure.
Make your what?
Election sure.
Yo, you gotta make your election sure. Like today is the day that you can make your election sure, so that in the future you can you can truly get what you want.
Right.
You can truly get what you want. Today you can choose to serve Christ, make your election sure, but then in the future, black and black crime will end.
Right.
In the future, after that, you won't feel like a dirty, used slut, but what you will feel like is a soldier, a free man, a ruler, a prince, a princess. That's what you'll feel like when you make your election assured. Because these men that we're voting for in here are truly loving us by having these records and putting these wills in here and these records, of what happened for us today. So we can be able to make our election assured, so we can be able to be free, so we can have salvation, so we can be rulers of the earth. Go ahead.
And for if ye do these things, ye shall never fail.
Ye shall what?
Ye shall never fail.
Ye shall what?
Ye shall never fail.
You know what I mean? And there it is, man. You know what I mean? You do these things and you shall never fail. You know what I mean? You shall never fail. Like, no Christian is going to come to you and ever again tell you that you're wrong for not voting. No one ever is going to do that again, because you have the truth according to the Bible. You have the truth according to the Bible that there was a man that Christ, that the Most High chose, who is your brother, who is going to lead you, and you will never fail. And to relieve you from all of the evils and the curses that you suffer every day. That's the main reason you go out and vote. To what? To relieve your burdens, to relieve your affliction, your sorrow. Okay, that's how we're going to do that, by making our election assured, following who the Most High chose us to follow, and making our election sure, man. Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and all these things shall be given unto you, man. Okay? Like, voting is for slaves, man. As long as you keep voting, you'll just get a new slave master and the same condition. The same condition. Ain't no slave master better than the other. You don't have to one day choose your brother, someone who is actually feeling the same way you feel, been where you've been, raised how you were raised, and knows what you need. They know what you need, man. Okay? And not only that, like I said, man, these things that we go through today are curses, man. Just so everybody knows, if you don't know nothing, know this. When we go out and vote, we're voting because we're trying to change our condition. We're just going about it the wrong way. All right? We're going about it the wrong way. These people, America didn't put these curses on us. The Most High did. And the Most High said this. Read it one more time.
Come. 1 Peter chapter 1, verse 10. Wherefore, thy brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. For if ye do these things, ye shall never fail.
All right? So you vote for the man that the Most High chose to be over you, and all of these, and none of you will never fail again, man. You'll never suffer again. You never fail, you never suffer, you never be in mourning and sorrow and oppressed. You have all of the things that you need in life, man, and more. Okay, you have all of the things that the Lord gave Adam in the beginning. You know what I mean? Rulership, dominion over the earth, over the fowls of the air, over the fish of the sea, over the beast in the field, over all mankind. And that's what it says in Deuteronomy 28:1. that if you hearken diligently to the voice of the Lord thy God, to do all these commandments, that he will place you on high above all nations that are upon the face of the earth, man. With that, I'm going to pass the class over to Preaching Officer Bon Kura. You got the announcement? Oh, it's right here. There you go.
ISUPK security announcements. We are the ISUPK started out at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves in the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a sister, to a brother or sister, select it. This is another 6 months in which the brother and sisters will court each other. After the 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, Numbers 18 through 21. Malachi 3, chapter 8 through 10, means 10th in the Hebrew, Ma'asherah. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the Treasury Department of teacher. Priest funds, free will offering. Free will offering for the priest, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you relate. Upcoming holy convocations. The Feast of Tabernacle, 15 days of the 7th month for 8 days, which starts Thursday, October 1st, and it ends Friday, October 9th, 2020. Start before sundown. Leviticus chapter 23, verse 33 through 44. Announcement, remind occupant Aqua to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, and a scarf. And with that, shalom.